Hi, and welcome to another French horn lesson. Today we're going to be going over page 32 and 33 from the Red Book. First, we're going to be starting off with exercise 138, and I'll just say a few things about the exercise and then I'll play it. So this exercise is in 4/4. The key signature has B flats and E flats. It starts off piano and there are crescendos and decrescendos, so make sure to look at the dynamics while you're playing this exercise. The tempo is andante, which means that it's at a moderately slow pace. So I think I covered all the important stuff in this exercise. It is a duet, so first I'll play the top line and I'll play the bottom line. Oh, one more thing to look at is that this exercise is repeated, and there is a first and second ending, so yes. Okay, so that is what the top line of this exercise sounds like. Remember, when you do your second ending, you ignore the first ending completely. So, yes. Now I'll be playing the bottom line. Okay, so that's what the bottom line sounds like. Hopefully you guys understand what this exercise sounds like. You guys can pause the video and rewind to play with me, then try working on it. Now I'll be moving on to the next page, which is number 32 continued. So on this page, we're going to be first looking at number 139. The tempo for this is allegro, and remember what allegro means. It means fast. And this exercise also has a first and second ending, but the only part that is repeated is the theme section. So if you look at the top, there's a section that's labeled theme, and that's the part that is repeated. And remember that there is a first and second ending. Okay, so I will do this exercise now. It is in 2/4, and there are B flats and E flats in this key signature. There are quite a bit of accidentals or there's a few B naturals that are written in the introduction section, so just make sure to look out for those. Okay, so since this is our first time doing it, I will make the tempo a little bit slower so that it'll be easier for us to do it together. that's what the exercise sounds like. The last note is accented, so make sure to add that extra punch in the end. So I think that is it, since we don't have to do for French horns only, but I still want to go over number 140, which is dynamic decision. And it says, write in the following dynamics from softest to loudest. So I think this should be pretty self-explanatory since we have been going over these. So I'll just say that if there's mezzo in front of it, it adds medium. So piano is the softest and forte is the loudest. So I will just tell you that and then have you guys figure out the rest. And it's pretty straightforward, and I know you guys will be able to do it since we talk about it a lot in class. Okay, so now I'll be moving on to page 33. So at the top of page 33, there's a new term, a new tempo marking, which says largo. So whenever I see largo, just think lethargic. Lethargic is like slow, kind of. So largo means very slow, very slow. Okay, so the first exercise on this page is actually from the New World Symphony. It's pretty well known. This melody is pretty well known. It sounds pretty nice to me. It starts off mezzo piano, crescendos to mezzo forte, and then decrescendos back down to piano. What else? The time signature is 4/4. The key signature only has B flats in it. This exercise should be pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, okay, so I will play it. So that's what this exercise sounds like. I really like this exercise. I really like this melody. It sounds very pretty to me. So hopefully you guys have fun practicing that exercise. Now I'll be moving on to number 143, which is just fine. And this one is a little bit tricky just because there are a lot of accidentals. So this key signature doesn't have any flats or sharps in it, but there's a lot of flats and sharps written in. As you can see in the first measure, it goes from E flat to E natural. In the second measure, it also goes from E flat to E natural. So you just have to remember E flat is lower than an E. And it repeats that with B flats and B naturals, and just look out for those. This tempo is moderato, so it's a little bit quicker. Yeah, and the entire thing is mezzo forte. I think they did that because this one needs a lot of practice with fingerings and stuff. Okay, so that's what this exercise sounds like. I know this exercise will take a lot of practice to get down just because of all of the different accidentals that are written in it. So just practice this one a lot. So now I'll be moving on to the next exercise, which is a chorale. And it's a duet, and it's largo, which means that it's super slow. Okay, so there are a lot of dynamics in this. So it just crescendos, decrescendos, crescendos, decrescendos. So it's a pretty basic dynamic pattern that is used in music. So I will be playing the top line first and then the bottom line. Look out for the B flats and E flats that are in the key signature. Okay, I'll be playing the top line first. there is a ritardando, which means you slow down the tempo a little bit, and there's a fermata at the end. So those are a few things that you should try on your own. But for now, I'll just be playing with the metronome. Now I'll be playing the bottom line. Okay, so that is this exercise. I know it's really slow, but it is largo, which means super slow. Okay, so now let's move on to the last page. Okay, so we don't have to do 144 for French horns only, so let's just look at number 146. Oh, before that, let's look at 145, which is tempo time. Write the tempo from slowest to fastest. So we know that largo is the slowest. That's what we learned today. And we know allegro is the fastest, so I want you to fill out the other two in between. Okay, so now let's move on to 146. This exercise is in 3/4, and it's allegro, which means that it's super fast. There are no flats or sharps in this key signature, so remember, this is what most people forget. These are to be played B naturals, so use your second valve. Okay, I will play this exercise now. Okay, so that is what this exercise sounds like, and that is the last exercise on page 33, so we are done for today's lesson. Thanks so much for watching this lesson, and hopefully you understand these exercises a little bit better. See you guys in the next one. Bye!